In a certain World Cup, a Chinese said that football originated in China, but he was immediately disapproved by foreigners. A British man retorted, "The Cambridge Rules of England clearly stipulates the rules of football. How can you say that it came from China?" In fact, modern football has been developed in other countries, but China is the first to play football. As early as December 2000, the conclusion that football originated in China was conferred by the president of FIFA. It spread from China to Egypt, then through Egypt to Greece, Rome, France, and finally to the UK. This conclusion puts an end to the long-running debate about the origin of football. In ancient times, football was called Cuju, also known as Taju, which was made of leather on the outside and filled with hair and rice inside. The ju used in Cuju can be traced back to the age of the stone ball, which was first unearthed at the Dingtun cultural site about 100,000 years ago, along with a large number of prehistoric relics. It was used by primitive people to hunt animals. Later, stone balls kicked with feet and hollow figurine balls appeared. By the Warring States period, football had been greatly developed. The common people played it for fun. It was also mentioned in Shiji that Linzi was a rich place. All its people were fond of playing Cuju, flute, and other amusements. The people of Qi liked to play football and enjoyed it. At that time, football was called Cuju and it had complete rules. The football field was square. Both teams had to play for 6 goals. The judges were required to be impartial and selfless during the Qing Dynasty because the first emperor of Qing was dedicated to building the Great Wall and palaces. The sport was in vain for a while, but in the Han Dynasty, Cuju flourished again when Liu Bang, the emperor Gaozu of the Han, built Zhu City, the first football stadium in the world. Surrounded by walls, Zhu City was the court where the Cuju game could be played in, so Cuju developed very quickly in the Han Dynasty. When it comes to the Han Dynasty, there was a man who was crazy about Cuju. He was Xiangchu, who lived in the period of the Western Han Dynasty. Xiangchu was extremely obsessed with Cuju since childhood. He also had a beautiful wife. It is said that he was overworked and did not get enough rest, which eventually led to his death from exhaustion and vomiting blood. We don't know whether it was more due to playing football or his wife, but if we really love football as much as he did, I believe that winning the World Cup for today's China's football team should be easy peasy. Xiangchu also left his name in history as a football fan. Cuju advanced greatly during the Tang and Song dynasties. The quality of leather and the playing method of Cuju were improved. Cuju made in the Tang dynasty was very light. It was made by sewing 8 pieces of leather into a ball, putting an animal urine bag into it, and then inflating it. As the ball got lighter and there was less confrontation in the gameplay, women began to play it as well. The development of Cuju in the Song dynasty gave birth to Qiyun Club and Shanyue Match, the world's first football club and league. The famous Cuju player Gao Qiu, who must be very familiar to everyone, was a person who became a senior official by playing football, similar to Ukrainian President Zelensky, who became the president of his country by acting. But by the Ming and Qing dynasties, Cuju gradually declined. Although there was the world's first professional football magazine in the Ming dynasty, the government cracked down on Cuju and banned people from playing it. Therefore, it gradually weakened. Until now, many countries and even the Chinese have forgotten that Chinese football used to be excellent. In the past, Chinese football was so superb, so now Chinese football should be brilliant again. The development of modern Chinese football is not satisfactory, but it doesn't affect that Chinese people who love football still have great expectation for China's football team. I hope our football players can keep up their good work and go to the World Cup. Although there is a trend of decline in Chinese football, there is no reason to decline. Stepping over the paths that our ancestors have traveled, we can still go far in the future.